Owlcatcher, you were a man after my own heart. As simple as this may have been, you were like, it is not perfect. I must make it perfect. And you were compelled to version this up to 1.1. Brilliant. The thing is I do the same thing. It doesn't matter if it is a meaningless task. I have to do it right. And if I haven't done it right,
it ain't done.
There is a problem. The problem has to be fixed.
So should we just roll the dice or just assume it's going to pick Nekomaru and just move on with our lives?
I think we should assume it's going to pick Nekomaru, but roll the dice.
Okie dokie.
Just to remind you, the reason we assume it's going to pick Nekomaru is because with the sole exception of Gundam, it is only rolling the characters that Billy voiced during the LP.
Every single time, except for Gundam.
Just like the Danganronpa 1 FTEs. They were the same. So, not only that, but rolls.org would continuously roll either 1 or 2. There is a distinct lack of randomness in all these random selections. Now come, Owlcatcher FTE selector, select for us Nekomaru.
Hasha!
Oh, it's not Nekomaru.
Nope, it's lying. It's going to fake us out at the last second and then highlight him back.
It'll be Nagito. Do you know why it's Nagito?
Because it's the brand new selector?
Because I was expressing despair. So then the game responded with despair. I especially like these excellent Nagito quotes selected from Nagito's actual dialogue.
They really capture the essence of the character.
Look, it ain't no secret. Billy and I don't like this guy. I understand he's super popular. You want to like him for whatever reason you want to like him for. You knock yourselves out. That's just fine. However, the fact that he's popular or that the audience has a prevalent opinion doesn't make it our opinion. I just don't like this guy. Having said that, reading his lines is really fun. Come on, Billy. Why don't we go ahead and start?
If we must.
Part of me feels kind of bad on the inside for being so disliked by these two. For someone like me, though, I guess that's about all I could really expect, isn't it? Check it out, it's my hand. Oh, you guys must be really bored or desperate to actually come talk to me. It's fine. Let's just walk around the island together, like before, back when everything was friendly between us.
I spent time with Nagito today exploring the island.
What's that? He wants an earring of crushed evil, does he?
Gladly.
By the way, Nagito's voice actress, just like Makoto, is Ogata Megumi, who is one of my favorites. She often voices male characters, though she's voiced some female characters as well. I think she is really, really, really good. Something about her natural voice is really off-putting. Characters she's voiced include like Ikari Shinji from Eva, Eagle Vision, and Princess Emerald from Magic Knight Rayearth. Let's see, Sailor Uranus from Sailor Moon, and Kurama from Yu Yu Hakusho. She actually did most of her work in the 90s. Like, since the 2000s, most everything she's done has either been reprising her other roles or Danganronpa stuff.
Or reprising her roles in Danganronpa stuff, huh?
The way she speaks is inherently creepy if that's the way she wants to go. It's just like unsettling and gives you the giblies. I have no animosity towards Bryce Papenbrook or Papenbook or Pappenbook or Pippenbach or Paperbook or Shinerbach or whatever his name is. Sorry, I just don't know how to pronounce it. Like, he's quite good, but man, you can't beat Ogata Megumi. I would have had approximately 250% more giblies if we would have played the game in Japanese. Also, we only did one!
I think after the first part, you can't hang out with him anymore once he tips his hand.
You could after a while.
Oh yeah, I guess he did show up as a viable option after a while.
You couldn't hang out with him in Chapter 2, and you couldn't hang out with him in Chapter 3. Could you hang out with him in Chapter 4? I think you might have been able to.
I'm not sure. At that point, we were just like, we want nothing to do with you.
I wonder what we're actually going to find out. After all, Nagito is one of the main characters of the game.
And not really a lot of him, like his past or anything, comes out through the course of the story. To be honest, I don't even know why I thought about talking to him. Almost like there was some random indicator of fate that made me choose him today.
I am the ultimate lucky student. Really, the weird part is that you didn't get me first.
But I felt like the more I left him alone, the bigger my worries would start to grow.
What makes you say that, Hajime? You have a scary look on your face. You don't have to be so cautious, you know? I won't do anything.
As he said that, he smiled at me. My blood ran cold, and my soul shivered.
This is called being friends.
Why is this guy... No, thinking about it is a waste of time.
Oh, are you thinking about doing something to me?
Hajime may not have, but I've been dreaming of doing something to you for a long time now.
Well, I suppose I am one of the more popular characters among certain types of fans. Does that apply to you, Billy?
You do have a degree of popularity with me, just not on the axis that you think you do.
Oh, that's wonderful. I'm totally up for it. I don't mind at all. In case you haven't noticed, that's why I repeatedly volunteered for it. Openly, loudly, in front of everyone.
Don't mess with me!
In fact, the problem was that you people let me down.
I'll never go along with your plans.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a problem. I don't want you guys to lose sight of yourselves because you doubt and hate me. I just want to see you guys embody hope. Ah, hope. Ah, despair. Concepts that have no actual definition and really only exist in sort of vague and nebulous terms that mean I approve of or disapprove of. It's almost as if, as opposed to Danganronpa 1, I perfectly embody all the risks of losing sight of language.
There it is again. That word.
What, language?
No, embody. What in the world is this hope you keep talking about?
Oh, yeah?
What are you planning to make us do?
You still don't get it? No, why am I so misunderstood? It's not like I was ever able to explain myself in a coherent fashion.
It's not like you were ever able to do anything in a coherent fashion.
I just want to believe in hope, you know? You should think about it seriously for once. What do you think hope is?
He's right. I've never actually given it much thought.
Well, forget you, Hajime. You're a pathetic, worthless waste of space. What about you, BSG? What do you think hope is?
I feel personally attacked here. Hope. For him, hope is...
Absolute good. That's exactly what I was going to say. Not absolute good, but I was waiting for the point to say hope means things I like and despair means things I don't like. It's something that seems to happen to a lot of terms. They'll have a meaning and then they'll lose that meaning. And as they lose that meaning...
Because someone will try and hammer it with their own meaning?
The thing is, if you and the person you are talking to do not actually agree on the meaning of a word, you're going to have miscommunications when you talk about that word. The whole point of language is that lots of thought, lots of meaning, lots of concepts are wrapped up in one word, and when you use each one of those words, the person you are speaking to understands all of the meaning that is put into those words. When you remove the meaning from the words as you continue to use it,
then it's incoherent to the person you're talking to.
Or at the very least, they will assume you are talking about one thing, but you are in fact talking about another.
Hope is absolute good.
That's right. That's exactly it. Listen, after that long talk about language, did you think I was just going to deny it? And you guys have the potential to embody it. Oh, hope. Oh, worshipping potential. Oh! Do you understand? Hope is a positive force.
Are you trying to say we're some sort of hope Jedi?
Everything created by it is an absolute good. Since everything that happens can be said to be a product of someone's hope, that means that everything that's created by hope, an absolute good, is itself an absolute good. Everything is an absolute good.
Okay, man.
That's how it works.
当然でしょ。
As long as the seeds of hope have been planted, I will gladly kill someone or be killed in return.
Well, joke's on you! We're in island mode where killing isn't allowed. So suck on them, hope seed apples, punk.
You don't have to be so vulgar about it. The fact that I'm alive right now is already hope.
It's no use. I definitely don't understand what he's talking about at all.
Now let me talk to you about despair.
Oh God, please no!
No, I'm just kidding. That'll happen in the next FTE, Hajime.
But even so, all I can say is, it doesn't seem he's trying to trick or trap anyone for the sake of his selfish desires. That's why this is especially troubling.
ね
Oh, are you already sick of talking to me for now, Hajime?
Yes!
That's disappointing, but we can still talk anytime, right?
え。ほら、
After all, we're both friends who yearn for hope.
You're making an awful lot of assumptions about the nature of our relationship, buddy. After listening in terror to Nagito, I quickly fled the area.
I don't really get it. I always seem to provoke that reaction. Either people run towards me screaming with their arms wide open, or people run away from me screaming with their arms wide open. Honestly, it's kind of confusing.
えっと、
Hajime, I don't know how to say this, but you gave me a set of potpourri. I know you've never been in my room, but do you think it smells that bad? Why is that?
Well, you keep deadly poison in your room, so
It might be deadly, but it doesn't stink. Or he liked it, whatever!
Even though this is the beginning of the FTE, what we haven't said reminds me of something. Your talents being the ultimate lucky student, right?
あ
I happen to think it's extremely boring, pointless, meaningless.
You know, for someone who's lucky, you still got dragged into this mess. Doesn't that seem ironic to you?
あ、そうじゃなくてさ、
Not at all. This is simply the beginning of hope.
Uh-huh. Huh?
実はさ、
I was born with a unique type of hope.
Are there different classifications of hope?
This current situation is foreshadowing the ultimate luck that will be arriving afterward.
What are you talking about?
あのね、
He's just as much in his own little world as Gundam. There's not really a difference.
I suppose with his misconstrued concepts of hope and despair, his idea of luck is pretty warped too.
Well, I wouldn't see why you would trust his judgment on anything. He's pretty bright and was good at taking the lead in trials, but he also was there to stab you in the back in trials too. I suppose part of what it is, encountering somebody who has such a completely antithetical value structure to your own is intensely alienating. It's not different value structure, but completely opposite.
Yeah, something completely repellent.
I just don't think like this in any way, shape, or form and can't really sympathize with it. If everything that's happening now seems like bad luck, it's all going to result in good luck in the end. As long as I exist, that will definitely happen. My talent is garbage and I hate it, but my existence itself is something that I believe in to make blah, 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 blah.
Could you repeat that last part, please?
I don't feel like it. So, I can't help feeling excited for what's going to happen. Seeing my beloved embodiments of hope trapped on this island and forced to kill each other so pathetically.
最高だね。
It's all just a preparation for the good luck that will arrive in the end. I'm going mad. Oh, from excitement, apparently.
Going is the part I was going to focus on.
俺、
Huh? You look confused and maybe less than comfortable. Is something wrong?
Isn't that obvious? He thinks the bad luck happening right now is just a preparation for good luck? What the heck's wrong with him?
ね
Then allow me to give you an example. Let's say you end up in a car accident and are hospitalized. On its own, this would seem like bad luck, right?
Well, yeah?
それでね。
But then you meet a lovely nurse at the hospital and end up becoming a lovey-dovey happy couple.
Don't talk like that, you're going to summon Mikan.
Doesn't this ending mean it was good luck?
I guess, if you want to look at it like that.
ほら、
You never would have met her at all if you hadn't experienced the bad luck of getting in a car accident. Isn't that right?
I don't... Are you trying to say there's some sort of equivalent exchange going on here?
Like, for the given example he described, that makes sense. But that does not describe, like, an overall phenomenon, nor does it express a way a person should think. I mean, if you're saying, like, oh, something bad happened to me, but maybe that means something good will happen to me next. There's no guarantee. It's also extremely passive. Like, why are you just waiting for everything to happen to you or around you? Okay, yeah, it makes sense if you're, like, the ultimate lucky student or whatever, but so?
I like that. Passive. It's just so passive.
It is passive. It's like assuming that life and things that happen to you in life have nothing to do with you.
Yeah.
Except when talking about some intangible concept or other.
Huh.
Now, I don't mind talking about intangible concepts, but you ain't gonna convince me of something like this. Anyway, that stuff has always been what happens to me. The bigger the bad luck I experienced at first,
ワクワクするな。
the good luck that comes afterward is so big that it wipes out all of that bad luck.
Does that really happen to you?
Didn't I tell you? That is the talent I possess. That's why I'm called the ultimate lucky student.
So that's why no matter what happens, he's always acting happy and upbeat? No matter who is killed, it's just overshadowed by good luck later. Even though it's only a little bit, I sort of understand Nagito's belief. I don't agree with it in any way, shape, or form, but...
A general level of positivism is fine.
But this feels kind of deterministic?
That's a good word to use. Don't forget, it's a special determinism that only he can use.
Right.
And only he has access to. I mean, it does kind of sound like Gnosticism. In addition to that, one of the reasons that I'm so negative about it is the way he acts following this stuff later in the game. So it's like, it makes it so that you want to take it in the worst way possible, because that's what he seems to do.
Yeah. But he's definitely messed up. It's hard to imagine that there'll be a day when we're able to really understand each other.
When he flashes that carefree smile, I can't understand a single word he says.
It's okay. We can't understand him when he's not smiling either.
So Makoto was the ultimate lucky student.
Mm-hmm.
But other than just being picked...
By lottery?
Other than just being picked to go to Hope's Peak and not dying after taking a fatal fall while tied up in a chair, he was just a normal guy.
Yeah, there wasn't any kind of supernatural luck surrounding him.
Like luck worship or something. So essentially that means there's two ways to compare them.
Uh-huh.
Number one, they had the exact same talent, and fundamentally, as far as their talent goes, they were the same.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that Makoto never noticed or made a big deal out of it, or thought that anything was odd about it. Whereas Nagito worships that one aspect of himself, possibly because there isn't anything else about himself that he doesn't hate.
Yeah.
Since I so utterly reject myself, I will take a hold of the one thing that I do not reject.
Which is his talent.
Which he still rejects, just... but, like, focus on it. It's like super focuses on one thing and gets warped. Or was already warped, and that's why he did it in the first place. Anyway, the other way to look at the difference between Makoto and Nagito as the ultimate lucky student is that there is some supernatural force that Nagito has in a greater amount. And I just question that is the way that it should be interpreted.
You know what I thought of? He believes whenever he experiences something terrible, that something good will happen afterwards. Did he willingly join the ultimate despair as he is, thinking that some great luck would follow afterwards?
Huh.
Why would he want to try and stop something bad from happening if something great happens afterwards?
That is kind of frightening to think about. Nagito is like a combination of intensely narcissistic and intensely anti-narcissistic.
How does that work?
Like, he loves to hate himself so much that it's the center of his universe. Hating himself.
Huh. That's really weird.
I mean, maybe that's not quite the case.
I understand what you're saying.
But I just can't imagine someone engaging in such extremely strong self-denial and such open self-hatred without there being some degree of truth to it.
Doing something bad because you think something good will happen because of it, that doesn't justify doing bad to create good, though.
It's like chasing after someone with a sword, yelling, "I'm going to make you fall in love at the hospital."
This is for your own good!
So he liked Mukuro's knife, does he? Well, Mukuro was someone who was maybe not that dissimilar to Nagito.
In what way?
More so than anybody else, she worshipped her sister.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
And she appeared to be normal and well-adjusted, but was really a complete and utter mess on the inside.
Just as fanatic towards Junko as Nagito is towards Hope?
Like Nagito, she was really, really sad on the inside. I can't imagine that could not be the case for Nagito. For one, he joined Ultimate Despair.
Right?
Okay, everybody in this game, in this game, is going to have some deep darkness inside them, right? Just like everybody else. Everyone has that. But, so Mukuro had that too. And something like self-denial.
The Divine Spear Gungnir was involved with both of their deaths.
I don't think that's accidental. Nagito had Junko's hand attached to him. And Mukuro, quote-unquote, became Junko.
That's true.
To tell you the truth, I'm really happy, Hajime.
Oh God, what have you done?
With everything you've learned about me, you're still talking to me like this.
This was the fate of the FTE selector. Don't think too highly of yourself. Don't get the wrong idea. I'm I'm just a coward. I'm scared to leave someone like you alone, but I don't understand you at all.
憧れちゃうね。
Personally, I think it shows great courage to try to understand something you don't understand. I don't know about great courage, but I think trying to understand something carries great meaning. But you guys may have noticed this, as this is sort of how we approach things.
Nah.
You are definitely someone who embodies hope.
ね
Ah, I wonder what kind of light your talent is going to unleash.
Well, it's really cool. My hair turns all white and like my eyes glow red and there's like electricity and
So you're saying you go Super Saiyan 2?
yeah, I guess that makes sense whether you're using TOO or the number 2.
I think you got me, but I meant the number 2.
ワクワクするな。
I really want to find out soon. Hajime, hurry up and go Super Saiyan. Let me kill you so I can make you go Super Saiyan. Or maybe, just maybe I'll kill your best friend. And then in rage, you can go Super Saiyan. How about that? Isn't that how it works? Come on, it's for hope. Let me kill the people you love. Good things will happen later.
I hate you. Who cares about me? Let's talk about you. We need to actually find out something about you in these FTEs.
We do? I always thought I've been quite honest and upfront about basically everything the entire time. Sure thing. I'll talk about anything you want.
と、
So, let's start talking about the moment I came into this world.
What happened to whatever I want to talk about?
I can see it now. The moment of my birth. I remember it perfectly.
Huh?
Don't you remember the moment you were born perfectly, just like me?
No.
You don't?
No.
You're such a weirdo, Hajime. I just can't see very much hope in not remembering when you were 0 years old.
What do you think? I have some sort of modified science brain?
A modified science brain.
That's a technical term.
I bet if you had a modified science brain, you might be good for something.
Do you even remember that?
Good point. I guess I don't. It's like I was just blowing smoke. Wow, would I ever do that? Before that, though, can I ask you something?
ひなたくん。
What do you think good luck is?
Oh, good. Good luck, huh? I'm not really sure I understand, but I think what Nagito's trying to say is...
Absolute power.
Yeah. Are you trying to say good luck is absolute power?
Precisely. For me, that's exactly what good luck is. Hope is only the things that are good. Luck is only power. And despair is only the things that I don't want and that I reject. I'm a well-balanced human being.
I think that's my favorite Nagito quote.
Why, thank you.
I wasn't thanking you.
Regardless, it's a power that has terrible results due to the fact that I can't wield it with my own will, like BSG was babbling about earlier. It's something that happens to me and because of me, but not by me.
An absolute power you can't wield with your own will? Isn't that a dangerous thing to have? No, I see. That's just how Nagito views it.
ね
Now then, let's start talking about me. Whatever it is that you want. You ask me the questions. Let's see. Now, where should I start? Where was I? I know. This happened when I was in elementary school.
Okay,
That's
okay.
what you were going to ask me, wasn't it?
Yeah, you got me. You got me.
実はさ、
You know, the fact that I keep talking about whatever I want to talk about and ignore other people around me after BSG accused me of essentially not paying attention to only other people and only going on about the things I want to go on about is pure despair. It's bad luck. It's not hope at all. Or it is hope. Who knows?
You sure don't?
How courageous. One day, my family and I were planning to board an airplane from the San Cristobal airport. But surprise, surprise, after we boarded, the airplane was hijacked. Don't you think that's the worst luck? But surprisingly, a meteorite fell at exactly the right time.
What?
Well, for a meteorite, it was only the size of a closed fist, because if it would have been any bigger, it would have killed me! Anyway, that falling meteorite struck the hijacker and prevented any further problems.
If your plane had been in the air, there would have been problems.
But it wasn't, so there weren't any problems. Can you really blame me for thinking the way I do when the world bends itself to well, not my will, but suddenly I'm really depressed. Don't you think that's an amazing act of good luck? I got to watch someone die before my very eyes. But the meteorite also hit my parents, and they died instantly. Oh, I really was sad, and everything that was said was pretty appropriate. Don't you think that's a terrible act of bad luck?
僕はね、
But in the end, I obtained my freedom and an immense inheritance. That's totally worth the lives of my parents. See, it was really amazing good luck all along, right? Oh my god, I hate myself so much. Please put me out of my misery. And yours.
Nagito spoke about this event so optimistically, and my understanding just couldn't keep up with him. A plane hijacking? And a meteorite? And his parents died right in front of him?
Then I chopped off my hand and attached the dead hand of someone else.
What?
Oh, there was also this one time in middle school when I was kidnapped by a murderer. Man, don't you think that's just the worst luck?
I can't wait to see how this turns into good luck for you.
But then a meteorite fell and destroyed the entire school.
Are you sure you just don't have a strong gravitational pull or something?
Oh, but coincidentally, I found a lottery ticket inside the trash bag that the murderer stuffed me in.
At least you used the right tool for the job.
After I was safely taken in by the police, I checked out the numbers without giving it much thought. Surprise! I won $300 million! Even I was amazed by this splendid act of good luck. Trauma, loss, terror, death, but don't worry, I just keep getting more money for it. It's so wonderful. Do you want to try it too, Hajime? I bet you'll be rich.
I cannot comprehend anything about this man. My head's starting to hurt.
えっと、
And right before I entered Hope's Peak Academy,
A meteorite came, killed the person who was supposed to be here instead of you.
and then you were selected as the alternate. No, I shouldn't tell this story. Not tell the next FTE anyway.
Now you've got me curious.
It's impertinent of me to burden you with all this because of my pointless situation.
After dominating the conversation, maybe I wanted to bring up a subject. Nagito left.
Well, he's sort of the person that you, maybe not right at the beginning of the game, but certainly once you played his hand, he's the, that was in bad taste in hindsight. Once he came out of the closet, the hope closet, if you will, at that point, he wasn't a person you had a conversation with. You talked at him and he talked at you.
Yeah. I feel like I still don't know much about him, and I am grateful.
Oh, don't worry. Just wait for chapter 5.
But it seems like he has an understandable reason for his blind faith towards hope. I feel like I was at least able to understand that.
You would be a warped person if you led his life, I suppose.
I couldn't. So I left. In the past, his good luck was always preceded by horrific bad luck. I can sort of understand why he feels just blind devotion towards hope. Gotta kind of latch on to whatever good you have, wouldn't you? Especially when you're a kid?
ね
Hajime, why are you talking to me so
え、ま
much? The reason doesn't matter, I guess. I'm sorry I was late! I'm sorry you called me earlier and I didn't show up! But I came anyway! It's better than never, right? Oh, the atmosphere seems a little weird. Maybe tense? I just want to feel grateful for this good luck.
Oh, this good luck that didn't have bad luck coming before it? Are you sure you want to call this good luck?
I want to be thankful that there's someone who's interested in trash like me.
The reason I'm here is because I wanted to hear the rest of what you were going to say earlier. That's the whole point of these FTEs.
I don't mind. It's no big deal anyway. Like I said before, my parents are dead. Since I had no other relatives, it took direct action against me.
Now he's referring to his luck as an entity. What does it mean?
ね
My diagnosis. Stage 3 malignant lymphoma. And to top it off, it's accompanied by frontotemporal dementia.
Huh? Yeah?
やったね
Even now, my brain is deteriorating bit by bit while I'm speaking to you.
You're kidding me, right?
まったく
My life expectancy is between half a year to a year. But right after I was diagnosed, I was accepted into Hope's Peak Academy. The good luck that followed the bad. I believe that balanced things out. But now these killings are occurring, you know? As soon as my life entered the final round, it quickly became a roller coaster ride. How exciting!
Well, that certainly explains his willingness to be killed. If he felt he was going to die soon anyway, then it meant his life had less value. Why not use that for the betterment of other people?
In what way did he ever act like that?
Well, that's certainly what he was...
That's certainly what he said. Remember, he was the person who was going to do the first murder.
That's true.
No, it's not that I'm necessarily shooting that down. Obviously, that plays a part. But I'm just hesitant to accept that as, quote-unquote, changing everything. Because it doesn't.
I wasn't trying to say it changed everything. I was just trying to say that was a bit more understandable.
No, I understand exactly what you said. What I'm saying is that's like a really convenient excuse for him to continue. What he did, the way he acted, is consistent with his prior beliefs. This is just an excuse.
I see. Okay, yeah.
It's true, but can't you just use that as an excuse?
You're right.
And based on all the stuff he's just talked about, what changes it? How does his behavior after finding this out differ from his behavior before the diagnosis? See, if there was a change...
Then that would make sense. Then that would give it more credence.
But there doesn't appear to be, because he still seemed to have that sort of luck worship.
Hooray, my parents are dead!
Then as for the frontotemporal dementia... Okay, he's crazy? No, really? I hadn't noticed. No, Nagito, just like everybody else here, is a victim. But also, like everybody else here, most everybody at least, he
chose to be ultimate despair.
He also brought a lot of it on himself. And you know, I hadn't even thought about it from that angle. You're right. He did choose to be ultimate despair. He wasn't ultimate despair before he entered Hope's Peak, because that's not how it works. And doesn't him becoming ultimate despair, like worshipping Junko enough to
cut off her hand
and then continue acting afterwards? Like after the Bob event? That's why I'm saying it's just an excuse. It's not a motivation. It could be a motivation, but it isn't. It's just an excuse for him to continue acting in his really self-destructive tendencies. After all, it doesn't matter what he does. Because something else is all... because the heavens themselves will split open.
And another meteor will come down.
Yeah.
Ultimately, it doesn't really matter. Whatever his reasons for doing the things he did, he still did the things he did.
Yeah.
And there's just no looking past that.
Yeah. But it's gonna be alright. No matter the bad luck that happens, good luck always lies just beyond.
僕はね、
The reason I'm alive is because I always believe there's hope, no matter what. Do you understand me now, Hajime? If you do understand me, then end my life. That's the reason I'm still alive, is hope that someone will kill me. The problem is I'm not very coherent, but that's apparently because I'm insane.
Something, despair Cheetos. No matter what his reasons were, I couldn't forgive all the things Nagito had done. That's what I'd been believing. But still...
日向君、
Hajime, you and I are a lot alike.
You take that back, you son of a gun!
実はさ、
That's why you understand my feelings. I felt that from the start. I don't feel the unique aura that exists in those who have talent from you. I only detect the sin of a miserable bystander, just like me. Again, blah, 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 self-hate. And by the way, you know what he hasn't talked about in his FTEs up until this point?
What?
That worship of talent.
That's true.
Like, why that? That's why I'm saying it's like all just an excuse for him to continue acting out, and then he rationalizes his behavior later and uses that to explain it to other people.
Yeah, if he felt strongly enough about the talent worship thing, he'd have talked about it. Like you said, he hadn't talked about it up till this point. But all he really talked about was hope, hope, luck, luck, hope, luck, hope, luck, luck, hope.
Right, whereas in the game, he spent most of his time going hope, talent, talent, hope, hope, talent, talent, hope. Hope, 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 talent, hope.
A crucial quote that was missed in the FTE selector. That may be so, but I'm not miserable like you are. I'm different from you.
きっと、
It seems there's no one who's willing to inherit my soul.
If by that you mean chop off my left arm and take your left arm.
Oh, that is what I meant. I have no parents, no siblings, no relatives, not even friends or acquaintances. I'm the luckiest person in the whole world. Because of my self-righteous thoughts
And attitude.
everyone distanced themselves from me. I was fine with that while I was still healthy, but it's quite lonely to die alone. Now that I'm on the verge of death, I finally realized what I wanted all along. Somebody's love.
And you've certainly been behaving in a way that indicates that.
Well, I guess he didn't know how to get it. Ultimately, considering his popularity, I suppose he got it, didn't he?
Yeah, but don't tell him that. That's the last thing he needs. You!
And it's even that, like, I just read the line, okay, but it's like, even that is just another excuse. Like I was saying, oh, I have terminal cancer, and in fact, I'm losing my mind. That's why I did the things I did. That's why I acted the way I did. I'm so alone. I have no relatives. I have no friends. That's why I acted the way I did. It's because I have a belief that good things will always happen. That's why I'm acting the way I'm acting. You see what I'm saying?
I understand exactly what you're saying.
I read a book about something like that the other day.
Huh?
It was right of me to cite a book written for the masses. Thanks to that, I was able to gain your empathy. How much of what I've been saying is true? Oh, I know, the self-righteous part. Yeah, I'm satisfied now, you filthy normie.
You were lying just now?
Oh, Hajime, you've done about, what, half the FTEs in this game by now? Haven't you realized? Everyone always tells these dramatic sob stories, then has something of a 180 turn that indicates that maybe they were all fake. But you actually believe that they're true because they were telling a truth through their lie. That's how these work. I'm just the same, right? Gotta keep you guessing.
No. Everything you've said up to this point, all of it, was all lies?
ね
So, have you finally decided to kill me? Worthless old me who thinks that worthless old you is worthless and stupid now that I have fooled you by calling you a sheeple man? If you want, I'll prepare the perfect crime. Then you can act out your hate against me, and you'll be saved. Let's commit the crime together so despair can become the foundation of hope.
I have never been more influenced or motivated by something he said till now.
Ah, Billy, come forth! Act out your hate against me! I love you so, so much. That's why I want you to succeed. You can do it. I believe in you. After all, you tolerated someone like me this entire time. I'm sure a bright hope is sleeping inside you too, just like me.
Nagito, just tell me one thing. Be honest.
My birthday is April 28th. That makes me a Taurus. My favorite food is gyudon, and I weigh 143 pounds. That's what you wanted to know, right?
Die! If you didn't have your ultimate luck, what would you be doing instead?
Hajime, look at me. If I didn't have my ultimate luck, I'd be dead.
そうだね
I guess I would probably be living a peaceful life. A boring, normal life with no hope and no despair.
I see. That's all. Goodbye. I turned my back to him, and as I walked away, I could hear Nagito's voice in the distance.
どうか忘れないで僕は君を君の中に眠る希望を心から愛していると
I started walking faster away. In the end, everything Nagito said, I don't know what was true and what was lies. But even so, there might have been a definite truth hidden somewhere in his words. If there wasn't, there's no way I could feel this mysterious bond between Nagito and me. If he does obtain the hope he wants, what is he going to do? Strangely enough, I feel like some small part buried deep inside of me wants to see that.
Well, you know, at the end of the game, it's possible that he could be saved. Then what?
I don't want to think about that, honestly.
It's interesting.
Hope springs eternal, huh?
By saying, oh, if I didn't have this talent, I would be living a peaceful, normal life, one without hope and without despair. Based on the way he's talking about that, it's like saying if you're a normal, peaceful person, you cannot have hope and you cannot have despair. You cannot have luck and you cannot have talent. You cannot have the things that matter.
If you're just some plebe.
Yeah.
You have to be an ultimate to have it.
Or something. Trance. That makes sense.
What? Nagito's favorite boxer shorts. Even when the laundry got soaking wet from a sudden rainstorm, this pair of lucky underwear was the only thing that stayed dry.
My life is enriched having known that.